Everyone, welcome to Tuesday's meditation. I hope you're doing okay. I wanted to theme our meditation today around the subject of change. Resetting through change and transition is the theme in our mindful reset for September, which I'm doing as part of the mindful membership. And the reason I picked this theme is because as a counsellor, as a wellbeing practitioner, as a mindfulness teacher, change is something that I notice comes up time and time and again, which people can really struggle with. It can really disrupt how we feel. And even though, we logically know change happens all of the time, we know things are going to change, we know things can't stay the same. When change does come, it can feel really unsettling. It can feel really disruptive. There are a lot of emotions, can surge around the theme of change. And what I often notice is, people can then really start to question, what is the meaning, what is the purpose of life? When we experience really difficult things, when we, have a loved one that dies, when we have the end of a relationship, when we, maybe lose a job, or lose a friendship, something like that. This change can be really unsettling and really bring in those big questions. So when these big questions of life come, I personally like to refer to the existentialist thinkers, the philosophers, the theorists out there. And one of my favourites is Viktor Frankl, who wrote Man's Search for Meaning, which is a fabulous book I'd highly recommend. So I just wanted to share one quote, from that book, because I think it can be really helpful when we are struggling with change. So he writes, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." And I really love that quote because, sometimes when change happens, we can be really cross that we've lost control over something. Why has this happened, to me? What is going on? And we can be very external thinking. But I think when we're struggling with change, it's a really good idea to look a bit internally as well, to have those internal reflections. And within therapeutic spaces and within meditation, I think they provide these really nice frameworks when we're really struggling with those difficult emotions to be able to pause and look inwards. So on that note, I'm going to invite you to practice some mindfulness with me right now. So my suggestion is to maybe sit somewhere where you're not likely to be disturbed, or just tell people around you you're just going to have a few moments of stillness. And then sit or lie in a way that feels most comfortable for you. If you want to close your eyes or maybe lower your gaze. And we'll start by taking a deep breath in through your nose and a long breath out your mouth. And just allow your breath to come back to its natural rhythm. You don't need to breathe in any special way here. Just allow your breath to flow. Our breath is a wonderful path to the present moment. When we can just focus on the breath, we tend to be more in the here and now. And as you breathe, I'm going to invite you just to gently scan through your body, starting at the top of your head, just imagining almost like a ray of light that comes down over the face, loosening the jaw, down through your torso, your arms, your fingers. And as this ray of light passes over your body, it's almost like you can feel your body just relaxing, just softening. An invitation to the body to just let go. Scanning right down through the tops of your legs, your knees, down to the bottom of your legs, right down to your feet. Feeling your whole body just let go, just that tiny bit. And an invitation just to pause at your feet, just feeling those points of contact where your feet are resting. Just noticing, do your feet feel warm, cool? Are they comfortable or uncomfortable? And then seeing if we can visualize some roots growing from the feet deep down into the earth. Just using our imagination. As those roots get deeper, we feel more grounded, more secure. Because even though change goes on around us, that wind of change can blow and make us feel unsettled, we can feel steady. We can feel safe. We can feel anchored. Creating our own place of peace and stillness. And just pausing for a moment here. Allowing yourself just to be present. And let's take a deep breath together to close our practice just as we open. So breathe in through your nose. A long breath out your mouth. And then when you're ready, just gently reopen your eyes, lift your gaze. And thank you very much for joining me, for giving yourself this little bit of space. I think when we're struggling with change, when lots of different things are going on, just giving ourselves that moment in time just to be still and to be anchored, can be really helpful. I know a lot of parents have children returning to school this week, and that change, can bring a lot of disruption as well, can't it? But giving yourself that time, that space just to pause, it's such a simple thing to do, but it can be so effective and so beneficial. So have a lovely rest of your day, if you're joining live or you're watching it on the catch-up later on. And I'll be back again around midday tomorrow too, to bring you another little moment of stillness. So thanks for joining me.